Hello! In today's video, we have something really fun and fresh happening, y'all. We are doing a art supply haul / what I brought to me with LA. I spent so much money on art supplies preparing for this trip to LA. I actually moved here for 2 months, so these are all the art supplies I'll be using over the course of that time period, that duration, that increment of time, tiempo. I'm bilingual.
Bilingual things.
Yeah. I look like a mess, but you know, it's chill. It happens. It happens. It really does. I have those days. And this week, this month, this 19 years has been that day for me. Time is relative. Now, a quick disclaimer, you do not need this many art supplies to make art. You really don't need much to make art. That's the whole point. But I did buy a lot because I was fortunate enough to be able to have enough disposable income that I earned, period, to splurge a bit on art supplies. So with that being said, let's get right into the video, y'all. Let's begin with some paper and canvases, y'all. For the sketchbooks, I got 3 Moleskins. These are pretty good, fun, and fresh. I don't really enjoy Moleskins that much, to be honest, because I like the Leitrim Leprechaun 1917 sketchbooks way better, but I wasn't actually able to get those sketchbooks on time, so I just had to settle for the Moleskins, which are still really great. For my sketchbooks in particular, I like to use a bunch of different mediums, and so I use a lot of paint, markers, and watercolors, and it's really important for me to have a strong pound paper that can take a lot of, you know, shit on it. So this Moleskin paper is 111, which is pretty good. I don't know exactly what those mean, but I know that my Leitrim sketchbook that's pretty good is similar, so I bought it. I got 2 of these standard size sketchbooks that are 5 inches by 8 1/4, and they fit in like your bag really nicely. I'm trying to get a tote bag soon, so it'll just slip in right there. And I'm actually gonna be doing a YouTube challenge later where I try to fill an entire sketchbook in one sitting. So I got a super small watercolor sketchbook that is 9 centimeters by 14 centimeters, so that's pretty exciting. I also got the Canson mixed media paper, which has been really great so far for marker illustrations, acrylic painting, and some light oils. This paper is around 98 pounds, but I think it actually holds the water and stuff like that more than it does the Moleskin, but maybe I'll do a paper test later. I'm not too sure. I also don't know much about sketchbooks like pound-wise, so this all could be just faulty information, but I will double check. Editing Brett, can you affirm? I was indeed correct, y'all. I think. I did like a quick Google search and it was correct from what I understood, although I did just read a headline, so... It is 9 to 12 inches, which is a 3 to 4 ratio, which I love. 3 to 4 compositions is just iconic. We stand. The last sketchbook / paper stuff I got was a tracing paper. Do not clock me, y'all. I literally don't trace. Nothing wrong with tracing. I just don't personally do it, but I'm gonna do a personal project that's traditional animation, which is literally hand drawing each frame. And I thought it'd be really great to start on tracing paper because you can see through each one and you can kind of trace each animation. So maybe I will trace. I'm not sure, but we shall see. And this is Strathmore, by the way. Now for the canvases. These were on sale, y'all. We love a good sale. Michaels always has like the value packs for Artist Loft canvases on sale, and this was literally, I think, $5, and it's literally 8 by 10, a great size for small paintings, which is iconic. We love that. And the big canvases, are y'all ready? This one was also like $6. It is huge, y'all. It's 6 canvases that are each 16 inches by 20 inches, which is decently large, not too bad, not too large, not too small. We love it. And this is good for like maybe upcoming portfolio pieces. Now we're gonna switch things up a bit, y'all, and we're gonna go into the paints that I bought, which is so exciting because I love painting. It's so satisfying. And I think I got some really great materials. So let's get right into it. The first thing I got was Liquitex's Acrylic Mediums Gesso. Now, I don't use gesso too often, but when I'm doing cartoon paintings, I really like to layer on the gesso first so I have a smoother canvas to work with. Artist Loft canvases should actually come like pre-gessoed, like they should come pretty good. Great descriptors there, great adjectives. I am a comm major, so I'm a common art major. Ugh. Pray for me. Hopefully I don't become poor. I also got the Speedball pink soap. This has been really great for my brushes. I literally just mix it in, rub it in, and it cleans. It's soap, y'all. Y'all know what soap is. I also bought Speedball's Odorless paint thinner for oil paints. I don't oil paint too often, but I always like to thin it out a bit. It saves me some paint. It makes the drying time a bit faster. And overall, it was pretty cheap for this. This will literally last me like 3 years. Hopefully. I cannot spend more money on art supplies, so that better last me 3 years. Moving on to the acrylic paints, I got these little cans of 13.53 ounces. They are pretty expensive, each can. I think it's like over $10. Yikes. But you save more money when you buy these cans instead of the tube, so I thought, why not? So the colors that I got was titanium white, cadmium yellow hue, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, cadmium red, and also my paintings are a bit brighter, so I don't use darker shades that often, only for shadows and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason why I got cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and ultramarine blue is because those are kind of like the primary colors, so you can pretty much mix anything you want with those. There are some limitations to having a color palette that's only from primary colors, because even when you're mixing a green with like blue and yellow, it's hard to match the brilliance of just an already factory made one, because there could be chemicals and whatnot that the factory uses that increases the brilliance, the brightness of the color that just can't be replicated by mixing it. And so in that case, I would just buy the paint, but that really doesn't happen that often for me personally, so I just like to stick with these. They're my children. My children. Along with acrylic paints, I also brought along some oil paints, which are really fun to brush. For oil paints, I just use the Artist Loft ones. They work for me. I don't need the expensive ones, I don't think. Don't have enough money in my bank account for those. I use ultramarine blue, brilliant red, medium yellow, rose pink, violet, black, and titanium white, and those work really well for me. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say, really. They're paints. What more can you ask for, okay? The last things that I brought with me to LA are, get ready y'all, Ohuhu markers. Yes, bitches, these are the dupes for Copics. They're so good. Copic markers can be like almost $3.50 per marker, which is insane to think about. And these Ohuhu markers are literally $1.50 per marker, which is still super fucking expensive because you can buy like a whole Crayola set for like 20 bucks. In my experience, these Ohuhu markers work just as well as Copics, and I got my Ohuhu markers on sale, so they were actually less than $1 per marker. This is the basic 100 set. It comes with a bunch of different colors, and they are dual tipped. There's a brush tip and a chisel tip, which is great for fine lines. I also got the 36 set of Ohuhu markers that are skin tones, and the skin tones are actually really great. There's a huge selection. There's a lot of values in hues, shades, tints for deeper complexions, lighter complexions. I realized looking back at the clip that it looks like there's not a large selection of colors and ranges. However, like the caps are very misleading. They're a lot lighter than they actually are. You can see that this is supposed to be like light brown. It literally applies almost like black. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And they're alcohol markers, so you can totally mix and match them to get a different hue, which is really great. Love that. These are also dual tip with a chisel tip. However, they differ from the 100 set because instead of a brush tip, they have a fine point tip. I'm not sure how many times I'm gonna say tip, but there's a lot of tips everywhere. Everywhere. Now really quickly, I'm gonna go over some pens and pencils that I brought with me. I brought the basic set of Micron Pens. These are lifesavers. I think everyone uses Microns. They're literally the best. I cannot recommend Microns more. They are just standard, the best. Everyone uses them, and they won't break the bank. Especially if you get a variety pack like this, which is really awesome. For pencils, I literally brought one. A mechanical pencil that is literally $3. Literally nothing fancy. This works for me. I pretty much only use my pencil for sketches and little doodles in my sketchbook, so I don't do heavy illustration with them that would need different like HB pencils, 6B, etc. So it works for me. Yeah. I also brought with me in a little Ziploc bag some Prismacolor pencils that I got literally 7 years ago for a birthday gift. I don't use color pencils. I cannot work with color pencils. I hate it, but I brought them anyways because I thought I would try to practice this summer. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we shall see. And the last thing in this whole video, y'all, are these two erasers. You got a little putty eraser that you can play with when you get anxious. That might just be me, exposing myself a little bit. And I also brought this high polymer eraser, which I pick the corners of when I'm also anxious. Yeah. They erase things. A little life hack for y'all. Erasers erase things. Period. So those are all the art supplies that I brought with me to LA. It was a huge haul, a lot of supplies, but to make it a little easier for y'all, I also will put all the art supplies in the description below so you can get them if you want. A little cheat sheet is what it is. I got you. I got you. Giving y'all the spark notes. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you have a fun comment to share, want to ask more questions, or just have any funny jokes to tell me, just comment them down below, and I literally respond to everyone, so comment something. And if you like me, my art, or want to follow my journey as an art student in LA, you can subscribe. And with all that being said, y'all, I think that's the end of the video. That's the end of the video.